Wrestling is life. Wrestling is life. Wrestling is life is wrestling.
Welcome, everyone, to Wrestling is Life is Wrestling with Cody Diener. I am Cody Diener, and I am a professional wrestler. I'm a professional wrestling producer with TNA Wrestling. I'm a professional motivational speaker, and I'm a professional dad. I'm a father of 4 awesome kids and a husband to 1 beautiful, amazing wife. And this is my podcast. This is a show where we explore how wrestling imitates life and life imitates wrestling, and all the lessons that we can learn in between. Before we get to today's episode, please visit our sponsors, Rest When Dead Clothing at restwhendead.ca and ceofit.ca for all your fitness and supplement needs. You can also support the show by taking a screenshot right now and tagging at Cody Diener on your socials. So let's get to it. Enjoy the show. Just get over. I am sitting here with a friend of mine, a very accomplished professional wrestler, one half of not the good hands, but the great hands, John Skyler. This is the best. I'm going to steal your line that you said before we're recording. This is the best theme for you because we're talking to someone who's never gotten over.
Yeah, those were my words. Yes.
Yes, I totally just took your line, bro.
Yeah.
I just stole it from you. Yeah, let's talk about this. I personally get asked by a lot of young wrestlers like advice, and I find myself over the last couple of years really saying like, hey man, like just get over. And then the rest kind of takes care of itself. And sometimes that can be frustrating advice. I realize giving that to a young person because it's like, well, how do I do that? Well, that's a more involved question and a really more involved answer. And there's a million answers. But like when you hear like just get over, where does that lead you in the context of wrestling, John Skyler?
Well, so it's funny that we're using this as the topic or the theme today because
Yeah.
every time I hear "just get over," my mind immediately goes to Bully Ray
Ah.
because that was I remember sitting because me and Hotch when we were first put together, they put us with Bully for a little while,
Mm-hmm.
and of course this was in TNA, and I remember one night at the hotel just asking him like, "Man, what do you think we need to do to get a break?" And he goes, "Well, talk to me at the hotel or whatever, and we'll sit and we'll chat." And I go, "Hey, what do you like?" So we sit down at the hotel, we start chatting, and I go, "Hey, what do you think we need to do to like go to that next level here?" And he goes, "Just get over." All right, nice conversation. And I go, "What does that mean?" And he goes, "I don't know what it means. I was a fat guy that could dance, got me over. That's not your thing, but you got to find your thing. And if you had the answer right off the top of your head, I would might as well just go out and play the lottery today. I'd make more money doing that anyways."
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man. You know what? I'm wondering if that's where this simple advice got stuck into my subconscious because I feel like as soon as you said Billy Ray, I go, that I've heard this before, and
He
I've
said
had
it over and over and
yes,
over.
and I
Yes.
and I think the essence of what he's saying is, and this is kind of what I've learned really in the business side. I think I didn't really think we call it the wrestling business, and there's that line, it's wrestling business, not wrestling friendship. I think that might be a Scott Hall line. But it really is a business. And if you just get over me and the company sees financially, oh, this is creating money, then there it is. And
Hmm.
that literally could mean anything. And I think I've also realized that I always thought when I was younger that the writers of the show or the booker kind of had this plan in mind of what they wanted. And I think I've realized as I've gotten older that they have no idea necessarily what they want until they see it. And if they see something that's over, then they're like, yep, that's it. And they
Yeah.
didn't know that until they saw it.
Yeah. Or if they had a plan, it will probably change anyways. So, but so I'm
Yeah.
wearing actually wore this shirt for you today, a fellow
Hell
Roddy
yeah.
Piper brother.
Yes. Yeah.
I think one of the things that made Piper so over was just his ability to talk. And I think the more comfortable I've gotten on the microphone and being thrown to do commentary on a live pay per view, kind of being thrown to the wolves, like, you kind of learn to adapt. And, in order to get over, you have to also be able to run the plays. And I think one of the things I've relied heavily on, especially in the later years of my career, to help try to get over has been my mic skills verbally, and kind of leaning in towards that, kind of like Piper did, because he's always been a major influence on me in my career, anyways. So, but I wore the
Yeah.
shirt for you today.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. So I got a question for you. This is kind of the wrestling fan might not fully understand this, but you and I both being veterans of the game, well, you'll definitely feel me on this. First of all, how long you been wrestling? How long you been doing this?
July 6th was 17 years.
Oh, geez. Okay, good. So
Yeah.
I got you beat by a few, but that's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a long ass time. There's like superstars. I remember somebody saying that like Steve Austin's career was like 8 years or something, or 8 years in the WWE, and it's like, what? That just kind of blows
Mind
your mind.
blowing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. So you're got him doubled. So there's a difference between getting over with the audience and also getting over with the office, or getting over with the boys. And I think one thing it's important for guys to realize is it is important to get over with the boys, not just the fans. You're nodding your head like you know what I mean,
Mhm.
and and I mean boys is meaning just people that you're working with, boys, girls, whatever, whoever you have to work with. It really helps to be over with them because this is a give and take business that you have to be. You have to have a dance partner that you can rely on, and they rely on you. Is that
Mhm.
something that you know you've thought of consciously
Yes.
in your
Yes.
career? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Well, for one, being a single guy and not having any kids, I enjoy my time on the road with the guys, anyways.
Nice.
Um, but the more you can build a camaraderie and a relationship and a friendship and a bond with the people that you're working with, if you're easy to get along with, everybody's going to want to work with you, right?
Yes.
So it sounds like one of the group chats that we're in. We
Yeah,
we
man.
talk about this often, about getting over with the boys, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's like it comes back down to just being a good human being.
Mm.
And if you really want to get over, I think with your coworkers, show up to work hard and just be a good human being. And obviously, trust is a big thing too. But I definitely think it helps to get over with the boys, because then when it comes time to, I don't know, talk about a contract, or maybe we're going to go with this person in this role on the show, and if the office sees that you're over with the boys and the boys want to work with you, I think that can only do, it's like a trickle down thing. And
Mhm.
now you're being positioned in a spot that the office trusts you in. And then if it works, then you get over with the fans. Like, it all kind of relies on on each other, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Well, I think I can relate to you, Skyler. And we were joking at the beginning, like, "Oh, you're someone who's never gotten over," which isn't true. But neither of us are like, neither of us have never main evented WrestleMania, right? And we're not there yet. Maybe we never will be. However, I think for me, upon my self reflection, and you can tell me if this is wrong about you, but I feel like we're both reliable and trusted employees that are the office or the people that are in charge. Like, we can give these guys anything and they'll make it work.
Hmm.
And so that has value. And that's getting over, but in a different way of being over, like, oh, this person's selling a bunch of t-shirts, right?
Hmm.
That's just one level of value. There's another bucket of value that is like, no, there's value in having somebody who is versatile and reliable and shows up to work, and I can give this person anything. And when I talk to young wrestlers, I'm like, hey man, you just got to make sure that you have value that you're giving your company. But that could mean a bunch of different things, whatever that maybe means for you,
Hmm.
because maybe you're valuable with your social media following, you just have numbers, like that's a thing, but that's very different than, oh, I can put this guy in the ring with anybody and it's going to be awesome,
Right.
and I think that's an important That's a life lesson, not just a wrestling lesson. Like whatever you're moving, whatever you may company you work for, whatever business you're in, or whatever situation you might be in, like bring value to that situation. But what that's going to look like for you isn't always what it's going to look like for somebody else.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think we are two versatile performers that can be relied on, and reliability, I think, is a big trait of both of ours that has been beneficial to both of our careers. But I can't reiterate enough, like, in order to get the opportunity to get over, you have to be able to run the plays too. So, like, hey, John, you're going to do commentary tonight live on pay per view. Okay. Uh, I just have to take that and make it the best that I can. Otherwise, I'm not going to get that opportunity again. And at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, like, I'm a guy that does well with limited direction, but direction. So, like, if you tell me what you want, I'm going to break my backside to go out there and deliver it the best I possibly can for you. But I have
Yeah.
to know what you want. So,
Yes. Yes. Where does that come from? Because that you're what another way to describe what you're saying is like coachability. As you know, there's some people in this business that are not coachable, and you give them and it's just like in sports, you give them a play, you're like, what the hell? You're supposed to run a post route, and you did a button hook. What are you doing? Like, oh, I felt like I should just do a button hook there. It's like, well, that's not how this works, right?
Mhm.
Because the quarterback was thinking you're going to do a post pattern, so that doesn't work to just do a button hook, And some guys, they just kind of push and they push and they push and they push back, and they're not coachable, and that's not good. Like, but you are. Do you know where that comes from?
Probably just growing up playing sports as a kid. I mean, I
Mm,
played baseball, I dabbled in football, I played soccer my whole childhood.
mm-hmm,
And my dad was a Vietnam vet, so not a lot of gruff, and, you're not going to give that guy. So I think a
yeah,
lot of it just comes probably from playing sports as a kid, but also just having parents that were not strict, but like parents that you knew right from wrong.
yeah,
And the last thing that mom and dad ever wanted to hear is an excuse. So,
yeah, man.
um, so you found a way to run the plays,
Right.
whether it
Yes.
was on the field or off the field.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So last question, last thing to think about here that just popped into my head. Has there ever been a moment where you were in the ring and you're like, oh, this is over? What we just did is over, and you just knew it? And how did you know?
Well, so okay. What I'm going to say is I have two examples, and
Okay.
really it has nothing to do with anything I did. I was in the ring with somebody where I said, "Oh wow, this is what it's like to be over." And
Okay.
once was wrestling the Rock and Roll Express in the Shelby, North Carolina Rec Center, where they beat the Russians for the tag team titles
Okay.
for the first time. Me and
Yep.
my old partner wrestled them. It was the week after they went in the WWE Hall of Fame, and that, just being in that building, listening to them come out, like I couldn't hear my partner, and he was right in the ring across from me, right? So that, and then obviously being in the current tag division of TNA, we did a post match or a post show dark. I think it was in El Paso. Oh, it was in Kansas City. We did
Okay.
a post show dark with the Hardys, and
Whew.
just the dude, it is like literally indescribable when you're
Yes.
in the ring and that music hits.
Yeah.
It's really hard to put into words the experience that even like a guy that grew up watching them. Yeah, it's just such a cool experience that I hope everybody on our roster gets to experience at least once.
Nice. Yeah. So I think there's a good life lesson in that that's connected to wrestling. Is there's been a million times where I've had a wrestler come up to and ask me, did you watch my match? I'm like, yes. I'm like, well, was it good? And I'll say, well, you tell me. And I actually got this from Roddy Piper. Throw it back to your shirt. He says he would never actually ask anybody to watch his stuff or to give him advice, because he said, I always knew if it was good because I have ears.
Yeah,
Which is freaking amazing, right?
yeah,
And that's what I say to young guys. Well, you got ears. You tell me if it was good.
right.
And you just use your senses, and like there's an intuition there, and you just know if something's good because you feel it. Sometimes it's like a physical sensation that you feel, sometimes it's like you hear it. But man, when something is over, you know it.
Yeah, and I love the fact that here we are. I've been in 17 years. You've been in a little bit longer than me, and we're still here trying to get to the bottom of what it actually is to be over. Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, we still don't have the answer really, but I think that's cool that it takes. And you're talking about feeling an audience and that all takes time too to the young wrestlers that might be listening to this. I mean,
Yeah.
there's nights I go to the ring and I kind of don't feel in tune all the time with the crowd, so it's something that over time and experience and reps, it's something that comes second nature.
Yeah, man. And you've got someone who's been on WrestleMania, done it all, who was a fat kid that just knew how to dance in Bully Ray, and he said, "Hey man, just get over it." And you're like, "What does that mean?" And even he was like, "Hey man, I don't know. That
Yeah.
whatever that means to you." Even someone like him, he doesn't
Mhm.
really know. And we're all trying to get to the bottom of it, and that's why it's awesome and why you can just keep learning every single day.
Yeah, it's the greatest business in the world.
Yeah, it is, man. So just get over, brother.
Just get over.
Just get over. Thanks, brother.
Thank you, brother.
That's going to do it for another episode of Wrestling is Life is Wrestling. Until next time, guys, please visit our sponsors, Rest When Dead Clothing at restwhendead.ca, as well as ceofit.ca for all your fitness and fitness supplement needs. Don't forget to take a screenshot of today's episode and tag me at Cody Diener. If you want to learn how to book me on your wrestling show or your speaking event, you can go to codydiener.com or learn about my speaking career at chrisgrayspeaks.com. Until next time, guys, don't forget that wrestling is life, is wrestling. We'll see you next time, guys.
Wrestling is life. Wrestling is life. Wrestling is life is wrestling.